Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is a movie that came out recently, of course, to some pretty good reviews. 80%, 79, 78, somewhere around there. Very good reviews. Now, of course, I want to go watch it, and what I think of it, maybe 7 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10, I don't know. So, of course, this is the first movie that will kick off the new trilogy happening like a couple hundred years after the death of Caesar during the events of the first trilogy. And how does this movie do? It does really good, kind of, in terms of setting up the movies. But besides that, I do got quite a bit of problems. But of course, the main plot is Noah, the new protagonist, is part of the Eagle clan, which of course after the events of Caesar, now monkeys are basically just chilling around the world, making their own tribes, as we see with the Eagle clan, which is a group of monkeys or apes, even though there's no other apes besides monkeys, that raise eagles, obviously because they're the Eagle clan, to go fishing. They're a fishing tribe, even though the eagles do the fishing for them. For the most part, they kind of just chill around, kind of. And they get abducted by Proximus Caesar's right-hand gorilla. Of course, they burn down the tribe, kill Noah's father, take him to the kingdom of Proximus Caesar, who, as many people point out, is a great villain. Of course, Proximus Caesar is the one that twists, well, the actual Caesar's words in a way that, is probably very realistic in the real world if we didn't have much things to, write stuff down. Because, apes, they don't write or read. So, storing information is just word of mouth. So, obviously, if you ever played the telephone game with more than 20 people, the end message is nowhere near the same as the first message. Although it has hints of it, for the most part, it's been lost in time. But of course, as he ventures out to save his family and his tribe, he runs into the other orangutan, which is heavily featured on the art and posters and all that stuff. Now, of course, he is part of the once Caesar tribe, kind of. So, essentially, they learn the ways of Caesar, and of course, they're a little bit more advanced than the other apes, although most of them don't. Most of them aren't smart to the point of books and stuff. So of course he carries around books because that's what Caesar was saying is very important. And of course what's funny is that of course as generations after generations happen, the original apes that coexisted with humans obviously no longer exist. Meaning the apes thought that they were always the dominant species and the humans were always like the dumb guys. And it's funny. Of course his name is Raka. And he's the one that, and his would-be clan would spread the word of Caesar, or at least the closest interpretation of it. Humans are good because, well, they meant a lot to Caesar, obviously, because Caesar was raised by them. And of course, throughout the movies, he has technically adopted humans before he died. So obviously, the apes who have heard his message will treat humans with respect. As they show in the movie, humans are, well, a bunch of dum-dums. They have now just been a bunch of, just regular, it's like worse versions than monkeys, because monkeys are strong, they can climb and all that stuff. Humans not so much. They can run, but that's about it. They don't have weapons, they don't have nothing, they're done. But of course there is the diamond in the rough, being Nova, who was the first name but turned out to be May, who is one of the smart humans. And by smart I mean she knows perfect English. And of course they go on the trip to go fight Proximus Caesar, but and then he gets captured, he gets whooped. And they save him. They go through an army base, whatever, right? Because Nova needed a little device that, in the movie, she said, would cure humans of their illness. Noah saves his clan, and all is forgiven? I don't know. But the thing is, that's basically the plot. Noah's tribe gets destroyed. He has to go find them, meets up with Raka and Nova. I'm going to call her Nova because Nova's a better name than May. It sounds cooler. Unfortunately, Raka doesn't survive enough to fight Proximus Caesar or develop a plan. But of course, Noah does have his little friend group with Anaya and Corinne and Suna. But they get captured in like the first quarter of the movie. We don't see them until the last quarter. But whatever. So of course, the movie has two essential times where they play a certain message. There's one person that thinks all is lost and they should just accept the fact of the new world order, and the other one saying no, it's not over, we still can change it. Obviously, being Noah and his mother, and Nova and the other smart human, that being Trevisan. I'm gonna just call him Trevor, because he dies too. By the way, he dies too. So unfortunately, it doesn't matter. We're not gonna see him again. Where the mother of Noah says, "We've been captured by Caesar. There's nothing much we could do. We have to do what he says because it's not like we could change it." Which both of the people who say all is lost, they have a point, because they got mollywopped in the fight against Proximus Caesar's like little army they sent out. Even like their warrior monkeys got destroyed too. So it's like, makes sense why she would say that. And of course, Trevor is the same thing. He said, humans have not ruled the earth for hundreds of years, and you expect to change that? Because to him, he doesn't know that there's like a huge chunk of smart humans left. Because she does say that the government went underground during the events of, the first trilogy. And that's the whole reason why they're trying to enter the bunker. The bunker has basically human secrets, tanks, guns, information, books. Obviously, the books are kind of worthless without the humans, because the humans can read, which is weird. How could humans, I get they could teach themselves, but if monkeys are as smart as humans, can't they teach themselves how to read too? I mean, we would assume Trevor is part of the human tribe that was just in the wild. And he was just randomly one of the smart ones. So how, no one taught him how to read. So that makes, I don't know. That's a little confusing with the whole human things and monkeys. Like, monkeys are supposed to learn the human secrets inside the bunker. That's why Caesar wants to get in. But at the same time, if he can't read books, how the hell is he going to find the secrets? And I get it. They have the human Trevor guy. But at the same time, just because he knows how to read doesn't mean he knows how to build spaceships. Obviously not spaceships, but like guns and ammunitions and all that stuff. Obviously, once the ammunition is gone, it's basically worthless again. But of course, it doesn't matter. She gets the device. So yeah. So that's basically, I don't know. I think that's the overarching story. I don't know. Of change can still happen, I guess. Because as you see in the trailer, the apes have this electrical staff thing, which is very advanced, even in the smart monkey age. Which is so weird because in the original trilogy, they had bows and arrows that they developed themselves, or at least I assume developed themselves. And yet, hundreds of years later, they still have basically not done bows and arrows. They haven't done knives and like slingshots or something. But for the most part, nothing much else in terms of weapons. Which I get it, maybe you don't need it. But it's not like they build swords or spears or anything. No, they just have tiny daggers. But they also know how to build traps with nets and stuff. Which is, I don't know. It's so weird. I don't know. Because they're like, oh, these monkeys are just as smart as humans. Or at least kind of smart like humans. But they had like hundreds of years with human information in the world, yet they couldn't do anything with it. Because like I said, I get it, they can't read, but like, I thought they were smart. And how the hell, like I said, how the hell are they going to learn the bunker secret if they don't know how to read? I get pictures and stuff, makes sense. But it's like a super advanced military base. I hardly doubt there's going to be a ton of pictures. And even then, you still need to read. You'd be like, what do we build the airplane out of? It doesn't say. Nah, let's build it out of wood. Like, nah, it's not going to work. But of course, I like the whole human things. I thought they would be more in terms of cryptids, where it's like maybe a smart human runs around kind of causing mayhem for most monkeys, and they're scared of it. They're like, snap. Because they call them echoes, which, I don't know. Do they explain it in the movie? I don't remember. Or I don't think they did. Because I don't know why they're called echoes. Because they don't talk, which is not echoes. And they don't mimic monkeys, which is also not echo-like. So I don't get it. Whatever, right? It doesn't matter. So of course the end is another little bit confusing for me, as they're in the bunker. It heavily implies that the rest of the trilogy would be like an arms race to go to space, which is weird because they obviously do space with like Noah touching the planets and stuff, whatever, and the telescope that they find. And not only that, it's also revealed that there are human colonies, which I would assume went underground during the events of the trilogy and continued to procreate there. Which is another weird thing, because when Nova gives back the information, which is like a little chip, which somehow still survives, and the electricity is still on, is that possible? I don't know. I would assume without proper maintenance, the thing would just be destroyed in terms of electricity, but whatever, right? But there's a small human colony that she was with, but was killed by Proximus Caesar, which turned out to be all smart humans, which is weird. I get it. Humans can't really compete with monkeys, especially monkeys who are smart. But like you would assume that they would build bows and arrows and spears and traps and all that stuff, considering they're smart. But I guess they didn't. I don't know. But yeah, there's a small colony hiding basically underground where they have super advanced still technology. They still basically have the technology that was in our day-to-day lives. But it's like without proper maintenance and without proper materials, how could they keep it running? Like I get it. Maybe they're setting it up. Maybe they're gonna explain it in the second movie. Whatever, right? But it's so confusing. So they had the chip. They insert it, which she explained was the one to cure humans of their illness. But no, it turns out to be something to communicate with other people. And yeah, now humans are communicating with each other, which I would assume leads to another inevitable war between apes and humans. Is it going to be like the reverse of the first trilogy, where apes started getting smart and then took over the humans world, and now will it be humans getting smart again and taking over the monkeys world? I don't get it. I don't get what the trilogy is going for, especially with the whole space thing where we're at the end. It shows astronauts, the basically and antennas and all that stuff, right? It shows it. I'm like, if humans couldn't colonize another planet when there was billions of them, how could they do it when there's very few of them? I'm very confused on it. Someone please explain to me like that. But besides that, there's other kind of bad part, which is Raka. I like Raka. He's very funny. And he's a great addition to the cast. Except he dies. He dies. Yeah, he dies by drowning when they're about to reach Proximus Caesar's location. They basically get ambushed, and he gets sent down the river, and he dies, which sucks because I wish they would have done more with him. Because don't get me wrong, for the most part, he has done technically enough in terms of world building. Because they obviously, some still believe that humans once ruled the earth, although they don't believe it. But I wanted to see, like, even if he did survive, he most likely would have gotten killed by Proximus Caesar, because he would have been like, actually, Caesar did not say that. He said this, and he would get killed. Because he already killed his clan, so obviously, you'd probably talk bad about Caesar and be like, yeah, actually, Caesar did not say that. He actually said this, and he would get killed. But I don't know. I just wanted him to survive a little bit more. I like Raka. I can't believe they killed him. And besides that, I mean, there's nothing much else wrong with the movie. It's just more confusion on my part. But in terms of overall look, cinematography, it looks good. To be honest, I expected a little bit more action scene, but I guess this was more for a world building movie. But other than that, yeah, it's a pretty good film. 7.5, 8 out of 10 seems like a nice rating. Maybe 7 out of 10 as well. It depends. 2.5 hour movie. Could have been shrunken a little bit. Maybe they could have cut off some gristle or something. Maybe made it 2 hours and 10 minutes, 2 hours 20 minutes, somewhere around there. But besides that, yeah, it's a great movie. I'm hoping that the trilogy, meets expectations of everyone. Hardly doubt it will, but me personally, I don't get where the direction is going. Yes, I could do research, whatever, but I'm taking it off from the movie. So, but yeah, anywho, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.